Welcome to the Six Figure Business Mastery Podcast, where every week, Kirsten and Jeannie dive into the essential topics to fuel your business growth. From copywriting to course creation, mindset to video marketing, they've got you covered. Tune in for expert guest interviews on all things marketing and business, and learn how to work on your business, not just in it. So, get ready to unlock your business potential and take it to the next level.
We are so excited about our guest. Jeannie, do you want to introduce her?
I certainly do. We are thrilled to have Rozlyn Morin here from Sacred Life Mastery. She's an intuitive wealth and abundance coach for soul-led CEOs. She's the author and founder of sacredlifemastery.art. She guides conscious visionaries and entrepreneurs already creating steady income in their business who know they haven't begun to scratch the surface of what they're capable of. She helps them break through the six figures and beyond while eliminating stress and overwhelm. She is also a #1 international best-selling author of 4 books. And when she's not talking about possibilities, she loves to create art with fiber, paper, and paint. So we are thrilled to have Rozlyn. Today she's going to talk about what's really behind procrastination, and it's probably not what you think. So I love this topic. Welcome, Rozlyn.
Welcome. Thank you for having me. I'm so excited to be here. And hello, everyone. This is a fun subject because when you can get this taken care of, you can really take off.
Yeah, and I think procrastination is a problem for so many people, myself included, for many, many reasons. But you have something that you call goal trauma. Mm-hmm. Do you want to tell us a little bit about that?
Yes, goal trauma is what I have found is underneath 95% of procrastination. Now, I have a whole other take on that other 5%, and we'll have to come back another day and talk about that one. But the procrastination that keeps us stuck is a symptom of an event that happened to you. And that event created a trauma in your nervous system. So it's actually not up in your head where you can think yourself around it and figure it out. And oh my goodness, read one of the 829,000 books on Amazon about how to stop procrastinating. They're not going to help. That's like putting a Band-Aid on a broken arm. We're just dealing with the symptoms over and over. And then the other thing we do is we take this, we stop at the end of the day, we're like, I didn't get anything done. I worked all day long. I got nothing done. Why am I doing this? And then we immediately go, because there's something wrong with me. No. There's nothing wrong with you. But now you've piled on that piece to everything else. So what I have found is at the core is goal trauma. And I'll tell you how goal trauma got set up. So as I'm speaking, just allow whatever comes to mind, come to mind. Goal trauma is set in when at some point in your life, you could have been 5, or it could have been last week, but you had a goal. There was something you wanted. You went after it with your whole heart. Anybody said, oh, that's not possible. You're like, watch me. You were all in. And then for some unknown reason, it failed and it broke your heart. That was a trauma, not a big T trauma like a car wreck, but it was a trauma. And your nervous system went, whew, that hurts. Okay, we're never feeling that again. So now when you try to set a big goal, or you're going after a goal and you're sitting down at your desk to work on it, your nervous system goes, oh, we are skating too close to the fire here, too close to the edge of the crack. We are, no, we can't, you cannot have that, go after the goal. It's too dangerous. You can have your heart broken again. Now, that is all going on unconsciously. So you're not in your mind going, oh, yeah, that's that. Okay, it can just go away. No, this nervous system block that you have needs to be released. Just like if your arm is broken, don't put a Band-Aid on it. Go get a cast. And then it'll be taken care of. So that's, and for those of you who just hearing this, something came up for you, just take a deep breath in and calm down a little bit. It's going to be fine. Even just remembering, it comes right to mind, that thing that broke your heart. So just relaxing a little bit that's the goal trauma that sets up all the rest of this craziness and the things we do to ourselves. Call them self-sabotage. Yeah.
That's so funny because we have a friend we were just talking to the other day, and she has a grown son. And she said, we had an amazing conversation, but she said, he told me that when he was younger, something happened, she said, and she told him he was a failure. And she said, I have no recollection of doing that. And she said, and that's not really something I normally would say. So she said, I'm not sure if I actually said it or if that's how he interpreted something. But still, as an adult, and he said, every time I do something not perfect in my mind, I say, you're a failure. I hear it. And she was like, oh my gosh, we need to talk about this, because that's absolutely not how I feel about you. And I don't want you to be carrying that anymore.
Oh, and see, but piece of that comes comes from the hypnosis side of things, of how this gets set up. For her to have even had that energy, which is probably what he read. It probably wasn't the actual word, but she was very disappointed in him for whatever reason. And that, as failure. But whatever was happening, you can imagine that there was some strong turmoil, emotion going on. And especially it's with children and people with someone in a bigger authority to them. And that comes back to our tribal, we've got to stay safe or we'll be thrown out of the tribe and die. So his little spirit was wide open. And when that thought formed of, I'm a failure, I've disappointed my mother, it went straight into his system. There was no filters to go, well, wait, mom really thinks I'm cool. She says all the time I am. And that's why we have these childhood things in our systems that need to be brought forth and released, not just in the head thinking about them, because they are literally locked in our nervous system. We know it. Fight, flight, freeze. It's the stress response, but that's what the nervous system does. So I'm so happy that came up for him so that he can begin releasing it. And we need to get him in this class I have so that he can have a goal trauma, because that's a trauma that can be released through this work.
Yeah, absolutely. And she said they had an amazing conversation about it. So let's see. There is also something that you believe that goal trauma can keep you playing small. Do you want to tell us a little bit about that?
Yes. It's built into the way goal trauma works. So we all, because of where we are in our business, we're setting ourselves great big goals. And inherent in a great big goal is you're going to stretch outside of your comfort zone. There are going to be pieces where you know what to do. I mean, let's just you're going to have another great big launch. Well, you know that you're going to need to do this and this and this, but there's bigger pieces of it that are totally unknown. That's what makes it a great big goal. So as soon as you start moving into the realm of, but I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to shoot videos. I don't know how to get them up. I don't know how to market it right. Now, again, the nervous system, fight, flight, freeze comes in and goes, then let's have a littler goal. And so we actually now create a goal that we know how to do. Oh yeah, I can do that blindfolded. Yep. The problem is, that goal is not going to move the needle forward. And worse than that, it is not going to get you excited. Yes, it might bring in some money, but it's just same old, same old. It's not exciting. It's not, it's not going to take you forward. So you don't even talk about it. You certainly don't throw your whole heart into it. You're not jumping out of bed in the morning going, oh, I can't wait to go work on that. You're just plodding along. So that's the double whammy of the goal trauma. It won't even let you set the big goal that would excite you, set you on fire, bring your perfect clients to you, make you magnetic. You can't even set it. So then you settle on this goal that gets you nowhere. And then you're churning and churning. Hello, procrastinating, and all the other things. So yeah, it's just like it gets you coming and it gets you going. But that's just goal trauma at work.
Yeah, it's almost like you find all of a sudden find all these excuses and all these distractions, and you never actually get, even through step one.
Yes, but you don't really want to.
Right. Okay, so how can we stop treating the symptoms and get to the root of the issue?
Well, it is a matter of, number one, checking to seeing, do you really have goal trauma? Is it really at play for you? And I created an assessment for you for that. So you could take a look at that and see. And it's just, goes through the things that you do during the day. And then you can I use a specific process that combines HIP and EFT, or the tapping, because the tapping calms down the nervous system, so it's not all upset, pulling its hair out. And then the hypnosis part of it actually changes what's going on and reframes it, like that gentleman. His mom is actually using this process with him by going, okay, that's what you heard, and I hear that you heard it, and I'm very sorry. That is not how I feel. This is how I feel. Mm-hmm. And so it changes that out. So it's just a healing process, identifying, well, like with any spiritual practice, identifying it, meeting it where it is, and allowing it to be shifted in your energy system.
Yeah, I love that. And for everybody who's watching or listening, we're going to have a link to Roz's assessment so that you all can take that. She's provided that. So thank you, Roz. That's fantastic. Yeah, we're big fans of tapping and hypnosis. Mm-hmm. The tapping, it's really funny because when you talk to someone about that, they're like, that looks really weird. And it's almost not until you do it. And my husband is a rugby coach, and he played when he was younger. And it was so interesting because we were watching an international rugby tournament. Mm-hmm. And as the guys were coming onto the field, you could see one of them. He was tapping. I said, Matt, he's tapping. He was like, oh my gosh, and I can imagine that's a really smart thing to do when you are in such a
nervous system down.
Yeah, an overwhelming situation. Yeah.
And for those that aren't familiar with it, what it actually is you are stimulating your meridian points. So it uses the same meridian. Well, we all have the meridian points that acupressure and acupuncturists use. So we're just simply stimulating that point without sticking a needle in our head.
Can you share a success story with us? I mean, without obviously telling us who you're talking about, but can you?
Sure.
I know you have had some people have amazing breakthroughs and totally changed their lives. Can you just talk more about that?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I had one client, and she's a powerhouse by her own definition. Truly, she knows she's a powerhouse, and she's creating a new business. She's got this new plan. She is set up, and she just won't go forward. Now, we say that we demotivate ourselves in 3 places. Everyone does this. At the beginning, because you don't know what you're doing. In the middle, because you're like, this is harder than I thought. Wait, there's 2 million steps, not one. And this is the big one. We sabotage ourselves at the end, because when you complete that project, you're going to be new. You're going to be different. You're going to be changed. You will have a new identity. And that's the piece that the goal trauma is setting up and trying to keep you from having. You cannot change. It is not safe to change. It is not safe. So you think sometimes when you get there, who am I going to be when I have a rockin' business, when I have a successful YouTube channel? Because I know that's the field y'all love to work in. When I have that book published, then what? Who am I going to be? What's going to change? So we worked with her, and she realized, oh, well, if that's all it is, I'm done with that. And because of the way it works, now you input all of the activating, and her event went live. She's got people filled the class, and she's rocking and rolling with it. And the coolest thing is we also teach this idea of celebrating. And what we do to ourselves is we only celebrate when it's all done. What we do is I am celebrating the progress. Today, when we're done, I am dancing around my office. Woo!
Yes.
Because I'm celebrating the progress of telling my story to one more whole beautiful group of people on this fabulous podcast, because that's one of the ways I get my voice out. So celebrate, 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 because it motivates you. You think about it. If your mind, every time you finish a day, your mind has to beat you up about what you didn't get done, how you wasted time, how you're not really any further forward than you were, the project's nowhere near being done. If that's what you have to look forward to, do you really want to jump out of bed and get started? But what if you knew that no matter what you did today, when you got done, you had a celebration, you danced around, jumped up and down, thrilled. You can get a buddy. You wake up in the morning and go, whoo, what progress can I make so I can dance around and be excited? And yes, it sounds silly, but when you try it, it's better than having a cookie. But whatever you want to do, it's the idea of celebrating your progress. Not demanding perfection, I'll wait till this whole thing is done. I'll wait till I make $1 million, then I'll celebrate. Yeah.
It's so funny because for us, we always tell our clients, celebrate when you get your first YouTube video up, celebrate when you get 100 subscribers, celebrate. But what's so interesting is they're less likely to celebrate themselves. But because they have a virtual assistant who's doing a lot of the work and making everything look fantastic, they're always complimenting and celebrating them, right? Sometimes it's easier for us to celebrate people on our team than it is to celebrate ourselves and the accomplishments that we had. And so that's been interesting to watch with all of the clients who are, one, getting the support that they finally need. And they need to celebrate too that you've got that video recorded, you gave it to your virtual assistant. Celebrate the fact that you've stepped into the role of being a boss and a manager and gave constructive criticism, but also gave tons of positive feedback. And so, but it's so much easier to celebrate other people than it is to celebrate what we've done.
Now, we all put out good stuff. We drop perfectionism 100% completely. But what you're putting out with your whole soul, and then people resonate with it. This whole thing, there's this whole industry on being magnetic.
You're amazing. And I'd love to learn more about how people can work with you.
Yeah. So first, I want you to have the assessment, because the assessment is going to point out a lot of things. Again, we call them mysterious behaviors, because you're going to go through that assessment and go, oh, that's not normal. Doing that, I thought that was what everybody does. So I think it's going to be very eye-opening for you. It takes 10 minutes or less. And then in that, it will lead you to my next step, which is the Freedom Formula activation. And that is the process where we can clear. It is a group, but it is live, and you clear one of your deepest goal traumas. So it makes my heart sing. And then from there, we are then in connection with each other. We are now best buddies, and we can talk about how you can go further in the work, how you can clear some of the other mysterious behaviors that are going on, and how you can fall so in love with yourself that when somebody says, "How are you?" you go, "I am amazing. In fact, I'm perfect." That's my answer. How are you today? Perfect. Absolutely perfect. So I would love to share more with your listeners. It's been so fun to be here today.
Roz, this has been amazing. You have
Thank
shared
you.
so many wonderful things with us. So, like Kirsten said, we are all going to be taking your assessment, which you can find below this recording. So, again, Roz, it's been such a delight. We so appreciate you coming on and telling your story and educating us on how to be better and accomplish more goals and get over our goal traumas.
Yes. It
So-
has been a delight. Thank you for inviting me.
Absolutely. So thanks everyone for being here. We look forward to seeing you on the next podcast.
Thanks for listening to the Six Figure Business Mastery Podcast. If you enjoyed listening to this episode and you are ready to leverage video marketing on all online platforms, or maybe even start your own video podcast, then you need to check out the Done For You and Done With You program at themarketingvaadvantage.com and take your business to the next level.